What's up, everybody? I'm Nick. I'm here with Ryan and Mark, and we are
Bible Dingers.
That's right. Big day today. This is our first time recording in the studio. Cracking open a cold one, I see. Cracking open a cold, bubbly whiskey.
Bubbly. It's not a beer. No reason to cancel me. Just a good old seltzer water.
There you go.
We're not being sponsored, though.
Not yet. So big day. Our first time recording in our video studio. So we're very excited about that. And we have some really big changes coming to the channel. And that's really what we're going to be doing today, is telling you about some of those changes. Changes in idea, changes in content. Changes, like Tupac said. But I think to understand where we're going to be going next, I think you need to understand where we've been that got us to the point where we want to change some things up. So, Nick, can you tell us a little bit about, the past and the content that we've already produced?
Yeah, for sure. As you guys know, we went book by book through the entire Bible, starting in Genesis and working our way through the book of Revelation. And then we took some stops along the way to talk about different theological topics. And some things like creationism, like young earth creationism, old earth creationism, evolution. What are some other ones that we've done?
Spiritual gifts,
Calvinism.
Arminianism,
Calvinism, Arminianism.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, and while we did that, we talked to some people that you may disagree with, and we talked with some people that you do agree with. And as we learned, we realized the more we learn, the less we knew. And it humbled us tremendously.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and it really caused us to question our own biases. And I think you can sort of hear that. If you were to actually start from the first episode of Bible Dingers and listen all the way through, you can kind of hear where we sit with certain doctrines in the very beginning of the show. And then over time, you see us sort of, changing our stance a little bit, questioning things that maybe we would have never questioned before, and think about things differently. And that wouldn't have happened if we didn't actually sit down with these people and hear out the arguments that they made for what they believed. And that was really what pushed us into believing that it's not just us that needs to hear the, diverse theological views, but we want to bring that to our audience. We want to bring that to you guys and let you have that experience as well. It also caused us to have, if you're not used to the sound bites, this is something on the audio podcast that was very normal.
Yeah, very, very normal. And it will be normal for us moving forward.
How you doing?
That's right.
That's right.
But anyways, yeah, so it was these conversations were very foundational in molding what we believe is important to produce as far as content. So, Mark, can you do me a favor and bring up our mission page so we can just show everyone on screen here what we're talking about? Okay. So, the mission is, and we put right on top here, that many Christians love to talk about others they disagree with, but rarely do they talk with them.
Yeah, and can I say something on that?
No.
Honestly, I spent a lot of time on social media, and you guys know that. Every day, I'm on social media trying to grind for us, and every day I see somebody talking about somebody else with zero intent to have a fruitful conversation.
Yeah.
Zero. And I'm not talking about primary doctrine here. Jesus is God. The Bible is inerrant. All those things are things that I will die on a hill on. But there are some things that we shouldn't die on a hill on, and people will not have a conversation about. They just want to make reaction content because the algorithm rewards it, because it's working online, and it makes me sad.
Yeah.
I think also people just don't consider that the secondary thing just might not be what they thought it was, how they grew up believing. So, yeah, we're just trying to have conversations that challenge our perspectives.
For sure.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, honestly. I remember, the first time I started having doubts about what I grew up believing, it's a little bit scary, because it kind of feels like your foundation is being shaken a little bit. But I think that once you move past that and you accept, maybe I don't know everything, maybe other people do have good points, that's when you can really learn from other people in the body of Christ and hear their perspective when you let that insecurity go a little bit.
It's very
For sure.
freeing.
Yeah.
Very freeing.
And I think the point that we're trying to make here is that conversations aren't sins. And you might be biased, and that's okay. We're not here to change your mind. But we're here to say that conversations aren't sins. And it's healthy to hear other people out. And it's also not sinful to say that person made a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's like, that's a good point. Oh, heresy. No, it's a good point.
Yeah.
And it's a secondary doctrine.
100%. And there's more good points out there than people would let you believe. There's good points on lots of sides of doctrine. But anyways, Mark, if you don't mind, can you scroll down a little bit? This very next section just talks a little bit about, our experience, which we've already spoke about here a little bit. But we didn't just base this on our own personal experience. We thought it was also important to have scriptural basis for this. And that's where Proverbs 6:16 through 19, and 2 Timothy 2:23 through 25 come in. So firstly, the section in Proverbs 6 talks about the 6 things that the Lord hates, 7 that are an abomination to him. Now, I learned, and I was told this may not be 100% accurate, but this is what I learned when I studied this passage in Bible school, which I didn't graduate. Just want to make sure that's clear. But I did do 3 years of it. But anyways, when we were studying this, they make the difference between 6 things that the Lord hates and 7 that are abomination to him. It's sort of a wordplay there that they used to use in those times to emphasize the final thing on the list. This 7th thing is the thing that is the most of an abomination to the Lord. And here it says, the one who sows discord among brothers is an abomination to the Lord. Not only that, it's possibly the most abominable thing in this list.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, when I was searching in Scripture for things like this, I came across 2 Timothy 2:23 to 25. And the point I want to make about this is that it says correcting opponents is actually a biblical thing. Because it's in the text. It's saying correcting opponents with what, guys?
Anger.
Yeah.
Yep.
With
Malice.
gentleness.
Oh.
Yep.
With gentleness.
With
but
slick
kind
roasts.
to everyone. But kind to everyone. And in our X culture, right, formerly known as Twitter or Instagram culture, people say tone doesn't matter. But the Bible here, especially in 2 Timothy, it's making a case that tone does matter.
Yeah.
But I want to be specific here that being quarrelsome is the issue. Mm-hmm. It's not making correction. It's not discerning if something is right or wrong. It's not being Bereans. It's not being Bereans and looking through the scripture going line by line. The issue here is being quarrelsome, and that is what we see mainly on social media. If you just scroll for just 30 minutes, you will see quarrels with zero solution, and that's what we're here.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So that's really our heart behind it. It started with our own experience and what we learned along the way. And then we have, I think, a really solid scriptural basis for this new mission. And so in order to fulfill this new mission, we're going to start putting out a couple different types of content. You can pull this back off now, Mark. I think we're done showing the web page here, but we're going to produce a couple different types of content. And the first one is going to be content with just the 3 of us. We have some longtime audio podcast supporters who are used to hearing just the 3 of us discuss the Bible. And so we want to honor our longtime supporters. And actually, in a second, if you've been supporting us for a couple years, we're probably going to honor you by name. So hang on for that. But we are going to do videos with just the 3 of us, and those are going to be what we're going to call theological deep dives. And what we're going to do is we're going to spend a good amount of time dissecting these theological doctrines that tend to be divisive among the church. What we're going to start with, just so you have an idea of how it's going to work, is spiritual gifts. So Nick and I traveled out to LA recently and had some interviews with Phil Johnson, Mike Riccardi, Ruslan on the topic of spiritual gifts. So it's sort of fresh on the mind. And what we're going to do is we're going to go really in depth with different subsections of this doctrine. So first, we're going to look at the spiritual gift of prophecy. And we're going to take, an hour or two and sit here and dissect the scripture verses that either support or reject the idea that the gift of prophecy is for the church today. And then the next week, we'll look at the Old Testament definitions of prophecy, and then the next week, the New Testament definitions. And we want to really do justice by studying the Bible in front of you guys, sort of giving you a template of how you also can study these theological issues and be honest and just read the text for what it says and come to logical conclusions with you guys. And the idea is once we get comfortable enough to start doing a lot of these live as well so that you guys can interact with us.
Yeah, if you ask questions or whatever, we'll make sure that we answer those on the live feed. And there may be things that we don't know. And we're learning in real time, even though we did do some prep. And like he said, we went to L.A., we spoke to Mike Riccardi, we spoke to Phil Johnson and Ruslan. We spoke to Michael Brown about this topic. We spoke to Jim Osmond about this topic. So I can honestly say that we have spoke to some serious theological brains about these two topics, cessationism and continuationism. And we thought that we were well equipped with information to do a theological deep dive on each and every gift. And one of the issues that Ryan and I really, it was a ding moment, no pun intended. It was a ding moment in LA when we were sitting around the table with Mike Riccardi and Phil Johnson. We realized the biggest issue is that both camps define the terms differently, but never define the terms together. Mm-hmm. They never come together and say, this is how you define prophecy, and then the other side says, this is how you define prophecy. They never present, I don't mean this as a shot, but just to be helpful, I think it's helpful to say, these are the definitions that we're starting with. Let's check those definitions to the Bible and see what it says about them.
Yeah. Yeah, and so hand in hand with that is another form of content that we plan on doing, and that's having guests on. Guests with diverse theological viewpoints. And so, for instance, and we're just using spiritual gifts as an example because that's what's up next. But after that, we're probably going to tackle demonology and then Christology and things of that nature, but we're just starting with spiritual gifts now. And so we're going to do a couple deep dives.
Hold up. Does this deserve a drum roll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
I think it does. You got rid of the...
There's no fart noise on there?
You got rid of the fart, bro.
Yeah, we usually end that with a fart noise.
I'm really glad you stopped. For that.
But anyways, so we're going to be speaking about prophecy for a few deep dives, and then we're going to bring a prophet in. We already have him scheduled.
Well, not a prophet, but a person that claims to be
Allegedly.
one.
Right.
Allegedly
a prophet,
Yep.
which, if the gift of prophecy is legit in the New Testament, then he's a prophet.
Then he's a prophet. And
Right,
if it's
yeah.
not, then he's not. But we're going to ask those questions.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. So we're going to have prophets in. We expect to have other folks in. We would love to see folks from both sides come to the studio. We'd like to keep it in person if we can, but we'll also do virtual as well when we need to. Mm-hmm. And we want to be able to have these genuine conversations with folks and also dig into what they believe that these verses say about the specific doctrine.
For sure. And I think it's important to say, shout out to our new T-shirt if you're listening.
Shout out to that T-shirt.
Yeah, shout out to the T-shirt.
Yep.
Bros Over Foes. This pretty much sets the tone for what we're going for here on this channel is regarding secondary doctrine. I want to make that clear for you guys who like to pick things apart. Regarding secondary doctrine, guys, they are our brothers, not our foes. So
Not our
aim,
brothers.
They are our brothers, not our fathers. They are our bros, not our foes. So our aim is to sit down and hash out our differences. And as Hugh Ross said in one of our videos together when we went out there, he said, if it's primary, we must agree and we must unite on the primary. But if it's secondary, we must vigorously debate it. And I love what he said, and I live by it. But they're our brothers, so let's just hang out with them and not wear those glasses, bro. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Is it Hugh Ross or is it Huge Ross?
It's you. Hey, you.
You.
That's how the
Ross.
name came into play. Hey, you. And then the mother was like, oh, I love that. Right?
There's nothing wrong with my
Hugh?
glasses.
Hey, Hugh.
Bro, those glasses are horrible.
Call your boy Huge Ross and tell him to vigorously debate my glasses.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
Anyways, so yes, we are going to have individuals on the show, like we mentioned, who the three of us will talk to.
I cannot take you seriously,
All right.
bro. I love you, though.
No, it's cool.
Go ahead, put them on. I feel bad.
No, it's too late.
I feel like I'm picking on
No,
you.
now Ryan is your foe.
It's too late.
Just
Now I'm your brother.
No, father.
Yeah.
There's no R in foes.
Yep. That's true. That's a good point. Anyways, we also plan to, some of our best performing videos on the YouTube channel are our debates. And we've hosted lots of theological debates. We had Huge Ross versus Eric Hovind.
Did I say huge?
No, you said Hugh.
My Brooklyn may have come out.
No. You said Hugh. We've had Huge Ross versus Eric Hovind on Old Earth versus Young Earth. We've had Mike Jones from Inspiring Philosophy versus Eric Hovind again on Evolution. Jim Osmond and Michael Brown on the Spiritual Gifts, and Sam Storms, John Clash on If Christians Can Be Demonized.
Which I do want to say that Corey Minor said that is by far the most underrated video in existence on YouTube. And he believes, check this, Corey Minor, the Corey Minor, if you don't know him, check him out on Smart Christian channel. He said that that's the video of the year.
Yeah.
So if you have not watched that, make sure you go and check it out. John Clash versus Sam Storms, they hash out demonization, and it was pretty interesting.
If he says that that's the number one video of the year, he sounds like a pretty smart Christian, bro.
I think he's a very smart Christian.
Very smart.
I would say.
Yep, I would agree.
Look at you.
So anyways, we want to honor our YouTube audience as well, who have been with us for a couple years now, and we want to have debates, and in person if we can. We love to have folks in the New York City area or relatively close to come by and debate some of these theological topics. We would love to host you here. So
I agree.
that's what you can expect from us content-wise.
Mark, is there any way you could just pull in the Just Give Me the Laughs on Passing Scroll? I cannot do the first
No,
episode without that.
I'm not set up for
I thought
that.
you were going to say something serious.
You can't drag it in from Dropbox real quick?
Well, it won't be quick.
I
It'd be very quick.
Bro.
Scroll.
Put in Jamaica.
Oh,
Daddy no like.
I don't think it's here.
Wait, we need Daddy no like, bro.
What does Daddy know like? I'll settle with that. I'll settle with that one.
It's
we
Daddy
need-
no like lechecita.
Oh. Can you
All
give
right,
me-
guys. So I did have a soundbite. If you aren't familiar with it, you can go and listen to our audio podcast
Oh, I gotta hear
And-
this soundbite.
and grab the soundbite. It was a Jamaican guy singing, "Just give me the likes, don't pass and scroll."
Yeah.
But we don't have it, and it's like our bread and butter. That soundbite, I was all in on that one.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to end.
I'm
Oh,
ready
well,
for
well,
it to
I'm
go.
not ready to end yet. I want to honor some people first.
Okay, good.
Real
Go ahead.
quick.
Go ahead, honor them.
We're
honor the Jamaican guy.
We're going to take 30 seconds here because we've been doing this for 4 or 5 years now, and we've had a good amount of people who have been supporting us for quite a while. Mark, can you do me a favor and bring up that list of people that I want to honor and thank? I want to give them a special thank.
Just one?
Yeah, a special thank.
You're losing me, bro.
Okay.
Special thing.
Anyways.
Oh, dank. Oh,
No.
I get what you're doing now.
All right. Anyways, so we have lots of people who have come alongside of our ministry over the years. Like I said, we've been doing it for 4 or 5 years. And I'm talking ministries who have come alongside us and helped us or given us, advice or whatever. And then also just members of our audience who have supported us for several years, either as patrons or channel members or whoever. So real quick, before I get into any of those people, there's 2 people who we want to honor specifically. Nick, do you want to?
No, you can take it over.
Okay. So firstly, we want to honor Pastor Chris Gardner. Pastor Chris is Nick and my pastor at our church here in Brooklyn, and he has been amazing at mentoring us theologically. He's been on a lot of episodes of our show. We wouldn't even have had a Revelation series without Pastor Chris. So very thankful for Pastor Chris and all he's done for our ministry.
How you doing?
Also, Dwayne from the Bar Podcast Network has
Look at
been
you.
probably the most supportive person of our ministry. He has opened a tremendous amount of doors for us. He's caused a lot of conversations to happen. He's given us so much advice on
Sure.
how to structure our show, and he has been our biggest supporter outside of our own ministry. So 2 men who have just been so generous and kind to us. That
Yeah,
we
for
really
sure.
want
And
to
I'll take 1 minute just to speak on them. Pastor Chris has been my pastor since, I don't know, I'm 11 years old. And he has been by my side through the tough times in my life, through the happy times in my life. He married me and my wife. And I'm just so happy that he can be alongside us while we move to the next chapter of Bible Dingers. I'm honored to call him my pastor. He's a father figure to me, and he has opened tremendous doors for us just to have this studio going. I can't take you seriously with those glasses, bro.
Oh yeah, that was another one. Yeah, this is in the church.
Yeah,
And
this studio's in the church, and partially we're building it to also help the church, and also Dwayne has been such motivation for me personally with my health. I dropped some weight already because he's been mentoring me. He's got me in touch with people that I would have never been able to speak to without. He's always there to ask theology questions. He's a super smart dude. He's a great friend. He's super motivational. And not only is he motivational in a secular way, like for getting in shape or whatever, and that's not even secular because the Bible says that working out has benefit. But he's also, from a spiritual perspective, super helpful for us as a ministry.
Yep. Yeah, so can't say enough to the 2 of you guys. Thank you guys so much. We honor you guys. We love you guys. You guys are legends. Legendary. All right, so real quick, let's also name off some other ministry friends and partners who have been partnered with us for a very long time or have been extra generous to us. Firstly, Alex Zank, Undying Light is still
Podfather.
Undying Light, right? Yeah, Podfather. Also, G3 Ministries, and specifically within G3 Ministries, we want to thank Virgil Walker for opening a lot of doors and being very generous. We also want to thank the Why Jesus Network YouTube channel members who are in a network together. And specifically in that group, we want to thank John Clash for even inviting us to the group in the first place and being a good mentor YouTube-wise. We want to thank Dizzy Disciple, another YouTuber who has poured a tremendous amount of time giving us advice on the channel. Honest Youth Pastor has been a tremendous partner on Instagram. Bar Network folks have been on our show 1.5 times. Reasons to Believe has been very generous to us. Also, Jim Osmond spent a lot of time on the phone with us, teaching us through theology. Thank you. Thank you, Ruslan, for being generous with the time that you gave to us and all the technical issues that you worked through on our behalf. You are a legend for that. Also want to thank Phil Johnson and Mike Riccardi for being so hospitable. and generous with your time and efforts as well. So thank you guys, all you ministry friends and partners who have been with us for the long haul. You guys are the mans and women's, some women.
Yeah, and I cannot believe that you legitimately thank all those people wearing those glasses.
Believe it.
I love you, though. I totally love you, though.
Believe it. Will you stop bragging on me?
Bro,
For my
it's
glasses?
terrible,
You better
bro.
be his bro.
Yeah,
bro,
I'm not your foe.
you know?
Okay? I'm your brother, not your
Bro.
brother.
I'm starting to regret wearing this T-shirt.
Okay? All right. So now, let's get serious.
Oof.
Patrons and channel members who have been supporting us for a long time, you're up next. Okay, so this group of people is currently active patrons, and they have been supporting us for over a year. And keep in mind, we really didn't grow anywhere significantly on YouTube or anything like that until maybe, I don't know, 6-7 months ago is when we had these debates and we really started growing significantly. So these people were with us since we were very small, audio podcast only, not a whole lot of content. All right. So for 1 year, Spencer Kettle, Mackenzie Wood, Chris Kasiski, Abigail Hernandez, thank you guys for your support, for supporting us for over a year.
Look at you.
Now there's a group who is active and has been supporting us for over 2 years.
Oof.
That is Austin Strange and Saul Arana, who are two men that I love very deeply, who are amazing men.
Yep.
Thank you,
Saul
guys.
is about to get married in a couple weeks.
Congratulations
1 or
to
2
you,
weeks.
Saul. And finally, we have active patrons who have been supporting us for over 3 years. These are long haulers. We have Brandy LeCompte, Courtney Emerson, Paul and Courtney Jettle, Barb Detchen,
Is that how you say it?
Alex Zank.
Wow.
You better believe I looked up how to pronounce their last name.
That was nice.
Jettles. Paul and Courtney Jettle. That's right. That's right.
Okay.
I
If you
looked
say
it up.
so. If you say so.
That's right.
Look at you.
Thank you guys. We love you guys. We are very
For
thankful
sure.
for you guys. It's more than just patron supporters. If you guys don't know, if you're outside of the patron realm, these patrons are just in our life now. We're texting, we're keeping up. We stayed at Saul's house a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so these are people that we do life with, and you can be one of these people as well.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
That's a perfect segue right there. Yeah. So we would love for you to. Listen. I know there are a gazillion other YouTubers out there. Not YouTubes.
There's only one YouTube.
There's only one YouTubes, but there's several YouTubers. I know there's a gazillion content creators out there, and I understand that you can put your money towards any of them. But we would hope that you would buy into our mission, because
Ryan's joking over here.
why is that so funny?
It's not. I'm just stuff that happens in my brain that's,
Put on the glasses, bro. All
right.
I'll help you. Anyway, so we hope that you would buy into our mission, because we believe that we're one of very few pages out there that are looking to bridge the gap in Christianity and to actually solve the problem that we presented to you earlier on our missions page, that people are constantly being quarrelsome. And what we aim is to actually communicate in love, communicate kindness and gentleness, and disagree, but properly,
but unquarrelsomely.
unquarrelsomely.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm without quarrel telling you that those glasses are.
I don't know. You better watch your tone of voice.
Watch it.
How do I
Watch
look at my
it.
tone?
Watch it.
Watch it.
How do I look at my tone if it's something that I
Watchful
hear and not
eyes.
see?
Watchful eyes, bro. Everyone knows that.
Everyone knows that.
I understand.
Yep. Anyways, that's it.
Yeah. So
We usually have ending music, but we'll
we
get
do
a
have
copyright
ending music.
strike on YouTube.
We do have ending music. We usually do have more sound bites available to you, but we just set up today, and it's not business as usual yet. But I'm still going to say the same thing. You can find us at Bible Dingers across the board. If you're on X, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook. If you want to just search Bible Dingers, I guarantee we're the one and only. But if you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or X, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that subscribe, make sure you hit that follow button. But, most importantly, I said, but most importantly, hit that bell, Ryan. Hit
Yes,
that
sir.
bell. Ding on. Play some music.
Okay.
Play it.
I
like that. That's the best music you got, bro. That's the first thing that came to your head.
We're at the carnival.
I'm sorry.
A whole new world.
There you go. Copyright strike.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
What kind of music you got, Mark?
It's cooking, you know? It's cooking. You just got to wait.
He cooks his music.
Is that a song?
He doesn't like it raw. He doesn't like the raw music. He likes to cook his.